2v2 Valderus Refinery blue team. First up we have Asmondeus, plays an Eldar Warlock melee commander with great disruption and mobility, can also tank damage pretty good, generally a pain in the ass, and alongside is Storm of Steel as a big angry Warboss melee commander that walks through cover, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines, and can be incredibly tough late game. Red team, bunch of Space Marines. First up is Tex, plays a Force Commander, very good offense, quite versatile though, can tank, disrupt and support with buffs, fights in melee combat. And alongside is GiDDoLo as a Techmarine, starts out range combat, does some good DPS, can also support with structures, some nice utility, and can deal with vehicles well. Taking that natural VP for red on the east, blue have a natural on the west, and there's a contested victory point in the mid. Double shooters up for Storm of Steel Asmon, with some Howling Banshees into some more Dire Avengers. Tex with Tactical Marines into Scouts, and GiDDoLo with just some Tactical Marines, most likely following up with a Devastator or Assault Marine squad. So it's Tex against Asmon on the west side. Tex pushing to see what's going on. Scouts taking a whole bunch of damage already. Tactical Marines, and here comes the second Scout squad trying to focus down the Banshees, and immediately they retreat. Would have taken so much damage there if he kept them in the engagement. They did lose a model, and the Force Commander gets a sink kill there on one of the Dire Avengers. And the Destructor misses from Asmon. He does get away, but Tex will at least decap this VP. Here comes Storm of Steel though, with a nice flank. Warboss double shooters behind. Where is Sluggers? They are in retreat. Warboss coming in to tie up the Tactical Marines, shutting down a lot of the range damage for a first engagement Space Marine army. Get in there, tie up the Tactical Marines, and you take away a lot of what they can do. A Stomp takes down a Scout. Force Commander now in amongst double shooters, but they are kiting him. He has Battle Cry up, hence the special attacks. Now it's one off. The shooters there get a Knob Leader, gives them more DPS, more survivability, and gives them an increase of 15% damage when they hit tier 2. These Tactical Marines using Kraken bolts for some reason. Why not? Looks pretty. Here come Howling Banshees, going to move in on the Tech Marine, I should say. He took an age to retreat there. And these ladies have the aspect of strength, and they're still chasing that Tech Marine. Can the Warboss turn around and smack him? Nope. He will all get away. Look at that chase from the Banshees. They can now sweep across, try and hit the power, but here come Tactical Marines with Bolt of Fire, and GiDDoLo with double tax. Not sure that's the best idea versus Orks and Eldar, but we'll see how it goes. These Dire Avengers are taking a bunch of damage, lost a model as well. Warlock, I expect him to be getting Merciless Switchblade, but no sign of it so far. He's gone for Rangers. Great choice versus Space Marines. I think in general you can disrupt and set up Banshee charges on your heavy armor. This Warboss is in trouble, can also use it to disrupt the Force Commander, of course, as long as he doesn't have his shield up or Battle Cry active. 444-469. Warboss does get away, anti-decap, that's good play from Storm of Steel. He has a Knob Leader on both of his shooter boys. Doesn't have much concern about suppressing stuff, so much better upgrade than big shooters in this instance. Here comes the Warlock using Fleet, leaping into those Tactical Marines, but they were in retreat, and we're going to see these Dire Avengers moving around for retreat grenades. There's the first attempt, didn't quite hit it, and the second also misses. That could have been very, very nasty. 444-446, a 2-to-1 for blue. Rangers are up, where are they? Here they are, Sniper Infantry, very good burst damage from long range, can also disrupt with Kinetic Pulse and support with Hollow Fields once they purchase their upgrade. Pathfinder gear also gives them Fleet and Infiltration. Devastators are set up right at the base of Asmon. Rangers will easily outrange the Devastators, but he needs to have line of sight over there. And look at this, Tactical Marine Flamer is damaging all 3 generators here. Nicely done by Tex. Can he take down all 3? Not quite. Looters have suppressed them, and Banshees forced off. Looks like Asmon didn't know there were Devastators here. 444-427. Where's that Warlock at? He's coming towards mid. Bunch of shooters dying there. Tex with triple Scouts and the Devastators, a heavy tier 1. There's that kinetic pulse. Such an awesome ability. Can set up so much with it. Can do so much with it. Double Dire Avengers forced off. Lots of pressure on Asmon. He can kinetic pulse the Devastators and run in his Banshees maybe. In fact, Warlock was trying to move in there. Couldn't quite get out the firing arc though. 444, 417, you cannot see your enemy's firing arc, of course. Tactical Marines with Flamer are going to take down more generators. 440, I should say 417. 2-to-1 cap for red. Banshees have caught the Tactical Marines, and Devastators are busy shooting at something else. There we go. And Tex keeping the Tactical Marines in play, a huge risk. But pays off nicely, kept the Banshees around, who lost a bunch of models. Devastators did not level. What leveled up there? Was it the Tax? It was the Tax, and are now level 2. Here comes GiDDoLo's double Tactical Marines over to the west side. They will outshoot Dire Avengers, but these Dire Avengers now have heavy cover, and the threat of grenades is always there. Scouts backing away, they will melt very quickly. The double Dire Avenger fire. 399, 417 GiDDoLo with a retreat. That was a pretty limp effort to try and support this side. Should have tried to force melee combat, dodge the inevitable grenade maybe. Here come Rangers back out. Asmon will retake his VP. And the Mastercrafted Bolt is up for the Techmarine, which has this awesome new model thanks to David CZ from the forums. Look at this. Has a scope and a fancy wooden exterior, it looks like. Wooden finish. Shooters on the east side. Capping up red team's natural. Warboss is forced off by the Devastators. I wonder if we'll see a Falcon from Asmon try and force these Devastators to switch to a las cannon. Maybe a Wraith Lord. Wraith Lord's so good right now. 362, 413. Shooters completing that cap and completing this cap, and these guys are laying the Daka down on these Marines. There's the high-powered shot from the Mastercrafted Bolter. What is Banshees doing? They were split up there, so couldn't move in to engage. Shooters do get away. Lost 3 models though. 362, 401. Storm of Steel needs to tech. He's floating. And this is a strange late purchase. Chainsword and Storm Shield up for the Force Commander of Techs, and also Artificer armor, so he's going to be incredibly tanky. Chainsword and Storm Shield passively reducing the range damage he takes by 20% and gives him plus 100 health. There's Hollow Fields on the Banshees. They have their Exarch, he gets that spear, and his scouts do not have sergeants, so those Banshees can run in, but he's not running in. Oh, the Devastators are there, that's why. Tactical Marines with the sergeant and Flamer. Is he going to cap this VP? 362, 362, VPs are leveled up, and Storm of Steel continues to put pressure on the east side against GiDDoLo. GiDDoLo's going for a Razorback. Banshees, ouch, getting owned there. There's the defend up, reducing range damage of all nearby allies, but reducing their speed also makes them immune to suppression. 362, 348, Dire Avengers moving in for a grenade attempt, are they? Do not see the Merciless Witchblade on the Warlock. He has Warp Throw, so we might see Warp Throw, Witchblade of Kernus Providence action. There's a grenade, hits the Sergeant, but he gets up. Force Commander chasing him down, and lots of pressure on both naturals here. Blue team have the east, have the mid, so they have the double cap. Will be a 2-to-1. Tex will take red team's natural. 362, 311. Storm of Steel pushing GiDDoLo right into his base. Here comes a Dreadnought, though that will force off the Warboss. Might see a Power Claw response or a Beamy Death Gun from these guys. Back at base right now. Weird Boy on the way. And Tex does not complete the cap here, just decaps. 362, 287. Devastator's a pain in the arse for those Banshees. No jump troops, of course, for Eldar. Although I suppose maybe the Autarch would be a good option to drop on it and then leap around. Rangers haven't seemed to have got going. See what they can do here. Warlock trying to finish the cap, doesn't quite manage it. Razorback is up and on the field for Tex. GiDDoLo has the Dreadnought out, stomping around mid right now. And Storm of Steel will need to respond, and he has responded with a beamy depth gun. Huge damage to vehicles, no sign of the power core though. Razorback is a support vehicle for Space Marines, allows nearby allies to reinforce, can also transport them, and has a twin linked heavy bolter on top. Reasonable damage to infantry targets. Good solid all round vehicle, and he's going for the reinforced armor plating, increasing its hit points. 343, 253, triple cap for red now, lots of pressure on Asmon still. Battle cry from the Force Commander, just trying to keep Asmon pinned back. Devastators are set up. Banshees trying to finish off the Force Commander. There is the Distort Field Global from the Warlock on the Banshees, reducing the range damage that they take, but they are forced off, and that's a waste of that Global. Stone Guard Veterans up with Hellfire rounds loaded in. Look at the damage over time on those Dire Avengers. Ouch. 293, 253, so triple cap still. Here come the Orks though. BB Death Gun getting shots. Going to be forced off in a second. Here comes that Dreadnought, and look at the damage each shot does. Boom. No snare, but huge amounts of damage. Dreadnought changes target, trying to finish off. The Warboss going to take at least one more shot from the looters. No. The model with the beamy death gun was taken out, and they had to reset up and were forced off. There's the Emperor's Fist, knockback damage and stun. Sluggers forced off, no sound of burners, but they do have their Noblino. What's going on here? Devastators are still here. Rangers, where's the kinetic pulse? No need for a kinetic pulse. There's the warp throw into a perfectly placed grenade. Ouch. And two models go down. And he might take the squad. He does take the squad. That's a huge deal. 215, 253. Almost level 2 now, this Warlock. These Banshees have soaked up a lot of damage, but they're still around and still a big problem for Tex. Stone Guard Veterans will help. He's used Distort Field again, or Distortion Field, whatever it's called. Chasing down a Razorback with that spear. Double Scouts now being turned on, and he takes down one of the squads. A good passage of play for Asmon, and the Storm of Steel doing a really good job coming across to support Wraithlord versus Dreadnought, duking it out. The Techmarine is there with his melee build up. Axe of the Mechanicum, down goes the Dreadnought. Also has Artificer and Refractor Field, so he hasn't gone for Bionics. Refractor Field is a bit of a unique shield in that it reduces the accuracy of ranged weapons against the Techmarine, basically reducing range damage by 20%. And apparently doesn't prevent knockdown, as someone said in the comments in the previous cast, so I'll take their word for it. He was knocked down there because the shield was down anyway. 150, 253. Does he get away? Was that the best choice, going for a melee Techmarine here against Banshees and all that without Bionics? Against the Warboss and the Sluggers? I'm not sure. He gets away though. 10 hit points. 150, 253. Wraithlord needs repairs. Has that shoulder mounted Bright Lance, which is awesome. 100% accuracy on the move. Tank Busters are also up, so a vehicle, I was just about to say a vehicle is not a good choice, but here comes a Dreadnought from Tex. And it's gone for the multi-melter, which is painful versus everything at close range. See what he can do with it. He can switch to Vengeance rounds on his Stone Guard. No sign of the Power Fist on the Force Commander, doesn't have the resources for it. And no sign of a Las Cannon or Vengeance rounds on the Devastators. So are they going to have enough to deal with the Wraithlord? GiDDoLo, no Melter Gun obviously, and no Las Cannon for him. 150, 231. What are these Devastators doing? Overextended way too much. Might lose the entire squad, but the Warboss goes down trying to chase. And there's this defend up on those Tactical Marines. Big engagement kicking off. Warp throw into grenades. Beautifully done by Asmon. And another one for good measure. Boom. That is painful. 150, 218. Ouch. 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 Tactical Marines had double missile launchers, so that Wraithlord would have been in trouble if that didn't happen. That is what Eldar can do to you. That is what the Warlock can do to you. That is crazy stuff. should have retreated as soon as he was warp thrown. Even then he would have eaten at least one grenade. Not much you can do about that. Use your choppers on the sluggers. Defend is up, but it's not helping against melee attacks, and the Wraith Lord is there as well. Dreadnought forcing melee combat on the Wraith Lord, being repaired by scouts. What is this? It's a drop pod to reinforce the scouts. So that wasn't really worth it. There's something else around before. Techmarine is there doing his stuff with that power axe. The Force Commander is going to go down here, I think. Banshees are kicking some serious arse now. Almost level 3, forced off. Warboss also forced off. Must have been revived. Wraith Lord versus Dreadnought, and the Dreadnought wins with repair support. 150, 178, so it's not over. They took down the Wraith Lord, preserved their Dreadnought, did red team. Tank Buster barrage on the Razorback. Ouch, that took almost half hit points there. Avatar of Cain on the way for Asmon. Tier 3 for GiDDoLo. Crazy, crazy engagement. That was awesome passage of play from all players. Started with that warp throw into grenades. Red team held firm and took down the Wraith Lord though. Vengeance rounds up on the Stone Guard, reduces their range, but does good damage to all targets. 150, 159, 2-to-1 cap for blue. Scouts decapping mid and now capping it. The Warlock might just warp throw them off the cap here. Nope, he retreats out. Rangers looking after the western victory point. Scouts trying to be a nuisance. What's this? It's the Razorback. Needs repairs. Avatar of Cain, 3/4 of the way done. Storm of Steel in tier 3, floating huge amounts of resources. Must be going for a battle wagon. Warboss with no war gear. Very rare to see a Warboss without war gear. He's level 2. Another Dreadnought for Tex. This is going to be awesome. GiDDoLo putting up a bunch of generators. He wants to, I assume, get out of Predator tank. Battle wagons on the way. Avatar is on the field. Super unit for Eldar. Bunch of super heavy infantry health. Over 5,000 of it. Very dangerous in combat and passively buffs. Nearby allies also kicking off the west side. Techmarine has caught up to those Rangers, which should never happen, Mr. Asmon, surely. Banshees forcing off Tactical Marines. Can the Exarch catch the Sergeant? She does. And Howling Banshees hit level 3. That was painful. GiDDoLo with an ill-advised push towards the west there. Still has one squad with Missile Launcher and Sergeant level 3 as well. And everything can reinforce, remember, off this drop pod. You need to destroy these things now when you see them. You have double Sergeant Scouts with shotguns. Dreadnought taking beamy death gun hits from huge range, and the Power Claw is now up on the Warboss. 95 DPS heavy melee. Does he get away though? Level 3. 2 hit points, 1 hit points does not get away, but the Razorback had to overextend for that, is now going to go down. Beamy death gun shot on rear armor. That was not worth it to take down the Warboss, I don't think, because he's easily going to be revived there. Give Asmon another level. Avatar is up. We might see some nasty warp throw into Wailing Doom action here. Force Commander level 4, Warboss level 3, and there's the battle wagon. Trundles around, running stuff over and shooting it. Very, very orky. Put a unit inside and it increases its speed and also fires those shooters. No unit inside right now though, you can tell. And what is this? It's a Wailing Doom and it's going to miss. Terminators on the field for GiDDoLo, forcing melee combat on Dire Avengers. You see that inspirational kill there, but nothing around to benefit. Double multi-melted Dreadnoughts, awesome. Going after the Avatar, and Power Fist Terminators there also. Boom. Melted damage doing extra versus super heavy infantry armor. 25% extra, I believe it is. Death Roller up on the battle wagon, running stuff over. Tank Busters are going to finish the Dreadnought, are they? It's got 1 hit point, this guy, and it does go down. It was a Fire Prism that got the last shot. Another Wailing Doom. Did it hit anything? Not sure. 159 to 1, 1-to-1 cap. It's a close one. Avatar still around under huge amounts of pressure, but one of the Dreadnoughts is down now. The Stone Guard need to switch off their Hellfire. 146, 91. battle wagon had the looters inside for a second. They could tell by that big yellow bar that appears beside the battle wagon. Needs some repairs. Does he have sluggers? He's getting some sluggers. They do have Dire Avengers that can repair. They have their Exarch. Another Devastator squad for Tex with a las cannon. Wow, big shots. How was that a rear armor hit? 132, 91, 2-to-1 cap for red. Battle wagon badly needs repairs now. You have double las cannons, so the battle wagon and the fire prism are going to need to be very careful venturing mid. Terminator's lost a bunch of hit points, going for the heavy flamer, fixed in the previous build, now a lot more potent with its basic attack. Powerful Warboss in amongst scouts, gets a shotgun blast to the face. Here comes the Techmarine and Terminators forcing melee combat with their power fists, and he's going to go down. Down he goes. 112, 91, kicking off mid. Avatar chasing down stuff. That's a ethereal slash which missed everything, but down goes the Dreadnought for Tex. Those multi-melters just outranged in the end. Force Commander also going down. Fire Prism and a nice Wailing Do. Terminators teleport away. The Techmarine just caught on the edge of it, should be fine. 96, 91, 2-to-1 cap for red, but they are severely behind in terms of armies. Blue team should be able to take this game now. They're decapping mid. What's this? Double scouts scouting around. Level 2 and level 2 for Tex. Rangers looking after the west side for Asmon, and scouts in full retreat. That battle wagon still badly needs repairs. Blue team take mid. Avatar looks like he's going to stay on the field, not walk back to base for healing up. I suppose VP's very low, he's got to stay out. Asmon's Warlock with Providence up is going to decap red team's natural, making him immune to damage, and makes all of his abilities recharge incredibly quickly and gives him beastly energy regen. The very angry Space Elf does run away. Level 6, 89, 60. Shooters on the field still level 2 with big shooters now. 89, 54. Double cap. I don't think red team can come back into this. GiDDoLo needs to cap. What's he doing? He's going to cap with these Devastators? No. He needs to cap right now. Terminator's capping mid. He's not capping his natural. Big mistake. 89, 33. Terminator's decapping mid. There's an orbital, but he's put all of the beams in the same place. Rookie mistake. Who was that? Not sure. 89, 27. Terminators with one model. Ortok's going to drop on these Devastators. Might wipe them out. See if she can chase. He didn't cap that side. 89, 20. Huge mistake. Single for blue. They're capping mid. The Techmarine's there. He has done reasonably well with this melee build, I think. Level 6. Dark Reaper's now up for Asmon. What's the Ortok doing? She's going to cap the east side. Tex is capping west. 89-6 though. It's a single. And time is just running out for red team. They are hugely behind in armies anyway. Don't think there was a way for them to come back. But there is the nail in the coffin. Blue team take it. And an awesome game. Red team with huge amounts of pressure on blue throughout tier 1 and early tier 2. But then blue team came back with that big engagement here with that warp throw grenade combo. And then killed a bunch of marines. Dreadnought did take down a Wraith Lord, but GiDDoLo with a couple of strange pushes towards the west, overextending his stuff, lost his tax that way, and lost some other stuff as well. But a great game from all players. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.